Yo, 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 what's up, Earthlings? It's July 15th. It's a Sunday. I was driving on 95 for a while, and I was kind of reminiscing, thinking back on my past. I'm gonna share with you guys my story, some of it, and tell you guys where the push came from, why I feel so passionate about the push. Um, when I was a kid, I fucking hated school. I hated school. I struggled with school a lot. Um, I wasn't like the other kids, and that because I struggled, it made me frustrated, made me angry. Um, that anger got me in trouble a lot, and I kicked out of schools and stuff. I wasn't a bad kid. I think I was just angry that I wasn't like everyone else. I felt disattached from the other students, and just watching everyone else just proceed and move forward, and I felt stuck. I couldn't spell, I couldn't write, I couldn't do the things they were doing, and and I still can't write and spell too good. And that goes back to those, I didn't pick those, I didn't learn those things like I was supposed to, like everyone else. Eventually, they put me in special classes, like special ed, resource room, and I'm very blessed that they did that and they had those programs. Those programs gave me the necessary resources that I needed to to continue, because I wasn't like the other kids, and I'm very blessed. I had the teachers that I had, and they gave me the time that was needed. They gave me the attention I needed. A lot of teachers had a lot of patience with me, and helped me out a lot. I'm very blessed for that. I thought those times in my life were I thought the school was the hardest thing I was gonna encounter in life. I thought those were my biggest struggles. boy, boy, was I wrong. But my dad at this point, right, when I was in those early grades, I had a cool dad. My dad was the coolest dad on the block. My dad was he's like I am now. He got a big imagination. He's very creative. And my dad, he used to build us things. We had a go-kart. I had a motorcycle. My dad built us a full court, a basketball court, and he was the shit. But by the time I got to like 7th to 8th grade, things took a turn. And my dad, he had a drug habit. I didn't know he had that. I was a kid, but he had it under control. But you can only keep control of something like that for so long before it takes over you. And it took over him, and it overwhelmed him, and it changed the person he was, and it made him into someone different. And this part of my life was very dark, and this part of my life, I was afraid. I was scared. I was a kid, and it frightened me. He frightened me. He scared me. He used to take all our stuff because he sold everything for money to get high. He didn't care what it was. It was any electronics, anything that had any value. He was taking it. I was a kid. I always saved money. I'll go to the stores for the neighbors. They'll give me $1. I'll save that. Any money I had, he will find it. He'll take it. He'll take all my mom's stuff and sell it. He was getting violent. He was angry. He had this hate and this anger in him, and he would say things like he would always threaten us that he wanted to kill us. And I don't know why he said this so much, and he'd tell me that he wanted to kill us, and he was gonna burn the house down. And sometimes it'll only be me and him, and he's telling me this with this hate and this anger, like I did something to him. I didn't know what we did to him for him to be so mad and angry, and I was scared, and I really thought he was gonna do it. At that time, nobody talked to me about God or nothing, but every night I was praying. I was praying with tears falling out my face. I was praying. I thought he was really gonna kill us. I was like, just God, please don't let him kill us. I slept with knives. I slept with knives because I thought I was gonna kill him, and I was ready to. I was a kid, but I was like, yo, I was scared. My mom took a lot, and I don't understand why my mom, she stood around as much as she did, as much as we did. But I believe it's because the fact that He threatened us. He had us threatened, and I think she was afraid. Eventually, we made a run for it. We escaped. We literally escaped, and we went to a family's friend's house. They allowed us to stay in a room they had, and I felt this relief in my life, and I felt this weight just that was lifted off me. And I still was scared, because I was scared he might find out we were there and come looking for us. And then at this time, we lived in Newark, New Jersey and stuff. Keep in mind too, we in the hood. I had a lot of friends. I was out there. Those dark times in my life, and seeing what drugs did to my father, it was a good thing in a way, because in Newark you're surrounded by drugs. But watching what drugs did to my father, how it destroyed him and my family, whatever little we had, we lost it. I made a promise to myself I would not touch drugs. I knew, I saw what drugs did to a person. I had the front row seats to the strength of drugs. And I said to myself that I would stay away. So as I got older and my closest friends and everyone started experimenting with drugs and things, I stood away from it. Most of my life I was completely surrounded by drugs. But I knew I had to stay away. I knew I didn't want to be like my dad. I developed this passion in me, this drive. I said I gotta be successful. I gotta do something in life. I gotta get out of here. My mom's been with me through everything. My mom's done so much for me. My mom is one of my biggest blessings. So I knew that I wanted to give back to her. I knew I struggled with school, but I was gonna give back. I was gonna do something with my life to do something, to be somebody. I knew I had to push to be somebody. Eventually, I was in high school. We moved to Belleville. I started high school in Belleville High School. So I felt that going to a new school, a new town, I could kind of start a new life and do things. Like I said, I know I struggled with school, but I kept pushing. Eventually I graduated. Believe it or not, I couldn't believe it, because I struggled with school so much. When I went to get my diploma, I was waiting for like a teacher, somebody to stop it and say, no, not him. I graduated high school, and at this point, I just was like, okay, the dark times in my life, my struggles, that was back then. I'm gonna continue. Like, I'm gonna continue to push. I'm gonna do something. I went to a trade school, studied HVAC, heating, cooling, air conditioning. I loved it. It was crazy, because I went from someone who struggled to school to now I loved school. I mean, I was staying hours after to help students with the stuff, with the material. I couldn't believe how quick I was picking these things up. I was learning, and oh my God, my grades were amazing. I was a whole different person. I graduated and I started a trade. I worked in the field for a couple of years, but I loved it so much. I had this drive and this passion. I quickly started my own business. I started doing work that, these bigger jobs and big things, and my reviews were getting up there. Things were getting good. I was building a foundation, and I saw my life already changing for the best. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I passed those struggles, those dark times in my life, and now it was time to continue. But that whole time throughout my life, I didn't know that I didn't know I had a disease. I had lupus, and it affected me, but not. It affected me in minor things. I was sick here and there, but now at this point in my life, it hit me hard, and it's crazy, because I thought I thought I was done with my struggles, but no, this was just the beginning. Now, lupus hit me hard. It damaged my kidneys, and I just started making money in my life. I just started having things. I felt good. I felt great, and this disease hit me hard. It knocked me right down in my ass. And every time I tried to get up, this disease would knock me down harder. Now I'm older now, and I'm crying again, like that little kid that was crying at the room at night. I'm crying like him again, and I'm wondering, like, yeah, I thought, now was my time, but I ended up on dialysis, and I had kidney failure. I took a beating with the disease, and a lot of the medicines and treatments they put me through. I had blood clots. I had all kinds of, like, I had chemo, I had infusions, I had these treatments where they stuck steroids in me for hours, and I'm sitting in these chairs. The treatments, they made me break out with shingles, but the shingles, they messed me up neurologically until today. I still got nerve damage in me. I mean, I took a real beating. And in my mind, though, I'm like, everything I already went through, this is not gonna stop me. I gotta continue to push. And although things felt really dark, and I said, like, I've been through darkness, but now things really was like pitch black, and things, I'm like, I don't know if I can even get out of this, because at some points I really thought I was gonna die. I really thought my health was really, that's it. But in my mind, that drive that I had developed from when I was a kid, that idea that I want to give back to my moms and everybody, it kept pushing me. And I still continue to talk to God from now, because just like I did when I was a kid. And now I'm older. Now I'm 29, and I'm on dialysis, but I still have that drive. I still got the ambition and that ability to keep pushing. And whatever keeps coming my way, whatever has come my way, I won't stop. I'm gonna push. Through all the struggles, everything I've been through, there's a purpose and there's a reason for that. It's everything that I've gone through in my life, the darkest times, the biggest struggles. I can't believe the lessons that came out of that. I can't believe the things that came out of the struggles that made me the person that I am. If God told me I can go back and change my past, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. When the times were the darkest in my life, and I thought, because of my dad's drug habits, the lesson I got out of that one, taught me about drugs and the effect they do. The struggles now that I'm facing with my health have opened my heart. I've been in clinics with other people, in dialysis with other loving, caring, beautiful people, and it breaks my heart to see human beings, other people, struggle the way they're struggling financially with their health. And it opened my heart and my mind to people. And if my business would have succeeded right off the start and continued on great, I would have not learned the things I learned. It would have not opened up my heart the way it has. I mean, I always had a good heart, but these things made me even, now it's like I'm more sentimental about this. Sometimes I could be reading something or watching a video, and I would cry and stuff, and I'm more passionate about things, and I'm happy I'm like this, because it makes me love people more and love life. And now I'm everything that I possess, everything that I have, I feel so blessed to have it. I feel so grateful. Everything it's amazing, that I see life the way it is. So everything I've been through, every because I pushed the way that I did, it's made me more thankful, more great, more and more ambitious, more resilient, more, and I'm very thankful for my life and everything. And but I just wanted you guys to understand where the push came from. And those struggles in my life, I kept on pushing. And maybe your life is similar, maybe you've been through worse struggles, but you keep pushing. And no matter what comes at you, what you've been through, you keep pushing, man, and be successful. And that was just half the story. There's a lot I ain't telling you guys, but maybe one day I'll write a book or something. But yeah, enjoy your day, alright? Peace.